من بيروت إلى عمان، تحية لكل مشاهدينا الأوفياء بالأردن.
كلنا بنعرف بطلنا الأردني مصطفى سلامة اللي قدر يوصل على قمة إفرست، بس ما وقف عند إفرست وخلص، لا، لف 6 قارات، طلع عليه قارة واحدة. رح يحكي لنا عن هذا المشروع اللي رح يصير بشهر 10 2012. مصطفى سلامة.
من غسيل الصحون إلى إدارة الفنادق إلى سقف العالم، مشوار من الخيبات والأمال والأحلام المستحيلة بدأت بحلم غريب وانتهت على أعلى قمة جبل على سطح الأرض. رحبوا معي بمتسلق الجبال وأول أردني على قمة جبل إفرست، مصطفى سلامة.
مصطفى سلامة وبتسلق جبال.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
Dreams do come true sometimes, but dreams are dreams, and sometimes they are signs to a lot of things in life. Who would have thought that a dream would have changed someone's life? Today's guest is Mostafa Salameh, a Jordanian that we're all proud of, the first Jordanian to climb Mount Everest, and he did this because he dreamt that he was going to do it one day. Mostafa Salameh is living proof that there is no such thing as an impossible dream. He had an unexpected dream one night that he climbed Mount Everest. His friends and family thought that he was joking when he announced that indeed, this is what he will do. Not only did he do it, but he also started from nothing and reached high levels of success, and he's currently still reaching those high levels of success. Mustafa started as a waiter in hotels and in restaurants, and he never thought that one day he'd be planning to climb a mountain. And what's funny about that is that he's even afraid of heights, but he overcame that. On May 25th, 2008, Mustafa realized his dream as he stood on the highest mountain in the world, becoming the first Jordanian to ever climb Mount Everest. Mustafa has completed the 7 Summits Challenge on November 16th, 2012, not only becoming the first Jordanian to do so, but also one of approximately 250 people in the world to have succeeded in conquering the highest peak on every continent. His story is quite inspirational, given that he's also looking after a cause that's extremely important, which is cancer. Climbing mountains is not the only passion Mustafa holds dear to his heart. Mustafa is determined to serve as an inspirational role model for youth that they can achieve anything they set their minds to. He also works on raising awareness for cancer, working with the King Hussein Cancer Center, with patient activities and in fundraising. Mustafa's story is quite interesting, and it would be nice for you to listen and hear how he got to Mount Everest. Hello Mustafa, how are you?
Ahlan, very good, thank you.
How have you been? How's everything?
Excellent,
good.
Everything is excellent.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for allowing us to have this interview today with you here at the Landmark Hotel. Apparently you like this place a lot.
Yeah, this is the best place in Amman for me, and they also one of my sponsors. So
that's good. To your work, do they sponsor your work normally?
They sponsor my climbs and stuff. They will be sponsoring as well the North Pole climb that I'm going to be doing in April next year.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So, in general, the main topic, which is you're the first Jordanian, let's say, individual to climb the Everest.
Yes.
How was this experience? Like, just let's hear about that. How was it?
I mean, of course, Everest is the most known to so many people. So the experience was, was absolutely amazing, and the fact that I climbed in Jordan Independence Day as well, that was brilliant. Is not being the first Jordanian or the first, as much as I had a dream that it come true.
Yeah, I heard about that. So you had an actual dream. You were sleeping, you woke up, you were a waiter back then, right? And then you woke up and you dreamt that you climbed the Everest and you decided to do it.
true, true. I mean, I was working as a waiter here in Jordan, and then went to London, saved as much money as I can to study at university in Edinburgh. I did 4 years studying international hospitality and tourist management, and then worked with the Sheraton Hotel for years. And then one night, and precisely in January 2004, I woke up about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I saw myself making the adhan, ba'adin, and praying in the top of the mountain. And I knew this was Everest, but ما كنتش عارف how high is Everest, so this is really the start. It's just a dream that I had, and before that I had absolutely no idea or
yeah, and of course we've read and we've watched a lot of videos. Like you went out and you started from scratch. You came here, you looked for sponsors and support, and then I remember you saying that even when they told you what equipment you needed, you didn't know the equipment at all. You went there, you went to the shop at first, and they asked you, what do you need them for? You didn't even know. You're like, just give me the equipment and then we'll see. And I think at first they said they'll sponsor you if you were to climb. Where did you climb the first mountain?
The first, I mean, I did some training in Nepal and Tibet, but the first mountain, like the breaking point or the starting point of my climbing career was in April 2004, June 2004, and that the mountain was Denali or Mount McKinley بشمال أمريكا, North America. That's the highest point in North America.
You've lived in America, right?
I lived in Austin, Texas for 2 years. Yes, I lived for 2 years.
But you were born in Jordan.
I was born in Kuwait and came and studied in Jordan and worked.
So you've been to different places.
Yeah, different places.
And you never thought about climbing. It wasn't something that you even loved.
Never. I have no idea. Like
you weren't even athletic. You said you had to work on your.
Absolutely, and I have fear of height then as well.
Really?
So yeah.
Do you still have that?
No, it's gone now.
Okay, so and then that dream came true. You went and you climbed the Mount Everest, and you even did the call to prayer, which is amazing. Yes. We saw the video, and how was that experience? I think that's the most powerful moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, this is powerful for, you know, as a Jordanian, as Arab, as for me as a Jordanian, I represent all Jordanian, Christian, Muslims, everything that is Jordan. Now, for me, it was something very important to make that call of prayer, just to show as well how peaceful. One of the things that our religion is so peaceful. Some people translate it to something different, and it's become a little bit more radical. But I wanted to do something that will be peaceful through the climb, you know. So, and making the prayer was something that I wanted to do very much, and this is also was so emotional for me. To be in the top, making the adhan. I was the first person ever to do it this way and have it filmed as well. So, you know, I was very, very proud. I was very proud to hold the Jordanian flag up the summit. So
but this also brings us to another point, like holding on to your faith. Well, maybe not everyone knows this. I never knew this from before, but when you climb a mountain and when you go on such a trip, it takes months and not just days and weeks. It takes months. So, and I think you'll be on your own. So all you think about is life, and I think your faith, and you hold on to that. Did it help you? Did your faith and, let's say, religion, and are you quite religious, do you think?
Yes, I mean, of course, I do my prayer. I do the stuff that I do it because it makes me comfortable, and you know, I know that Allah, God, is always with us in our heart. God doesn't know me, Mustafa, or doesn't know anybody, but He knows the heart of people, and I carried that with me. And also, I know, I believe in my destiny. I believe I design my destiny, and I believe one day I'm gonna go. And it doesn't matter, I could be sleeping, I could be in a car, or I could be anywhere. So when I'm in the mountain, I don't fear absolutely anything. So I just go and climb it because I believe in that. Now, faith, it is important. Like I actually, like I've recited lots of Quran through, because I always have the book with me. I started reciting more and more. And you do come near to God, like most of our prophet, like from Moses to Jesus to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to lots of prophets. You know, it's all started in the mountain. So that atmosphere is amazing.
And I think seeing all those, like seeing nature and all these places, they bring you closer to God, don't
and
they?
you feel just so little, because you're just in this.
Exactly, you understand the power of life, and it's too short, and it's not.
Yes, it is. Life is too short. Like, we do lose so much energy to decide what we're gonna do and how we're gonna change it. I always believe, you open a door, there is another door open, and another, and another. If you don't open that door, how would you know there is another door open?
And even if there's a door closed, there's always another door that's going to open.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I come back, like I am very proud of my religion. I'm very proud to be an Arab. I go back to history and look to people like Ibn Sina, Al-Farabi, Al-Kindi, Al-Ghazali, Ibn Jahid, all these amazing people that they started a revolution scientifically, philosophically, like everything that did this human, they're not recognized well. Now lots of us will come out TV, talk about Leonardo da Vinci, Albert Einstein, who, but we have the people who started it all, and I hold in these people, and in all my talks I always talk about these people. Like I know it's all started in 800, and like I like a quote from Ibn Razi. It says that مولد العبقرية, it happened with an idea, and it doesn't matter how old you are.
You know, they say your thoughts are what happened in life. You know, your thoughts become reality.
Absolutely.
What you think about your vision, it's what's going to come true.
Yeah,
so I strongly believe in that as well.
Yeah, you just need to follow your heart. I mean, if you have an idea, you need to really follow it through, and you have to have an action. We could talk, بدي أعمل هيك وبدي أسوي هيك. You need to do it. You need to go in and do it. And I assure you, there is so much around you that will help you. Like so many people will help you, but you need to believe in it.
Exactly. There's always a way for it to happen.
Yeah.
Meeting these tribals who live in the middle of the jungle. وحدات ولا فيصلي؟ برشلونة ريال مدريد؟ ها؟ I'll come and live here. I'll live in the jungle. No? No, okay.
Was there a time while you were climbing in any, of course you climbed the 7 highest mountains in the world, or 7 tops, do they call them?
Yeah, the 7 summits,
Seven summits, exactly. Was there a time when you were so close to giving up, or you know, there was the fear of knowing that you might not be able to do this, or you might not reach to the, you know, to the point or the goal that you wanted to?
I mean, there were no, I didn't have this at all, because I think everything that you feel and you think, it happened. So if I'm feeling bad, wake up in the morning and I'm feeling, oh, this day is going to be, it'll be like this. So I didn't feel that. I was very positive. Like if you look at Everest, I tried in 2005, I wasn't successful. I was to try in 2007, I wasn't successful. I went back in 2008. I didn't give up at all, and I didn't call it failure. Now, because of 2005 and 7, I made it up to the top with one Sherpa. I didn't go with an international company. And also, I decided to wait in the mountain more. It took 72 days for me to be in the top in Jordan Independence Day.
Wow. And you were on your own and you did it, and you got there.
I had my Sherpas with me, who was the people who, the guides who are from Nepal, from the mountain, who I had a great, you know, we had a great relation together, and you know, we talked about so much stuff. He's Buddhist, you know, and I learned so much from him, like, you know, and he learned from me, and we did, you know, we bonded really well, and that's very important if you climb with somebody, because your life is in each other's hands, you know, after.
And you're also so disconnected from life and technology for quite some time. Like you're talking about being literally away from everything in the world, just on your own.
And that's great.
Yeah, I bet it is. It's serenity. What did you think about while you were there? Like, you know, every day, everything. What would you do? You're talking about a long period of time.
I mean, you know, there's lots you could do. You know, there's lots you could, you know, wake up early in the morning, you know, do my prayer, have my breakfast, get ready, you know, and you have a long day every day. You have 8 days of climb, and sometimes you're resting in base camp. Like if we talk about Everest, you know, it takes that long time because the way you go up and down to acclimatize. So there is lots of stages that you have to do before you actually start climbing. So, you know, you meet lots of people. Now, from all this stuff, from the last 10 years I've been climbing, I would say the most valuable things, it's meeting people, learning about their culture.
You learn from others. The more you meet people, the more you open up to the world and you appreciate life. I always say this, and that's how you learn.
Absolutely,
it's not only through education, or you know what I mean, or through books.
Yeah, I mean, education is important, but I think, like, you know, I think we need to do this here for our country, for Jordan, that we need to inspire and start motivate people to come out, to go and see the world. You know, it doesn't cost so much money to go to India. It doesn't cost. We could make it ourselves and go and discover the world, and also let the world discover us in a way. So that's hopefully what I'm trying to do now. I'm back in Jordan. I'm doing some outdoor education studies for school. The 8 الصف الثامن the high school, they teach my story in English and in Arabic. So I go to school so people know. Yeah, I could tell them. And I could tell them there is nothing like impossible. It's possible. There is nothing impossible. You know, you could do anything you want. And I always tell them you could be whatever you want to be.
Life is not measured by the number of breaths that we take, but by the moment that takes our breath away.
Face Jordanian to climb Mount Everest.
And any things that take your breath away, that should be your Everest.
What you're doing right now is amazing. I mean, given that you're also taking groups and you're climbing mountains for certain purposes. I mean, you've been supporting the cancer fund, exactly, like taking different people.
Yeah, I mean,
and since when you did it last year, more people were familiar with the issue and with the whole idea of climbing, and now more people are interested in it.
Absolutely, yeah. And this is, I mean, you know, this climbing for King Hussein Cancer Center, it's very dear to me. You know, King Hussein, Allah yarhamo, you know, he was one of my heroes, and I respect him so much. And, you know, everything came together when I was at King Hussein Cancer Center last April, and I saw this little girl sleeping in a bed with like tubes in her, and I was showing her my footage in Everest, and I said, what do you want to be? And she said, I would like to climb Everest. And I thought in my head that she is climbing Everest every day, just fighting this horrible disease. But alhamdulillah, I mean, we did really well last time with great people from Jordan, and now I'm taking another people to Kilimanjaro, and the year after Antarctica and South America. So we're doing the 7th summit, and 2020 we taken a group of Jordanian all the way to the summit of Everest. So, and 2015, I'm doing something for women empowerment. I have 5 women from Jordan that I'm going to take all the way to Everest to bring the first Jordanian woman to Everest for women empowerment in Jordan and the Arab world. So that will be the first Arab expedition like this, or woman expedition to Everest.
Since you've done this, and since you've achieved climbing these summits, the media has the media is pretty interested in you, and like right now you've been hosted internationally. People are talking about you everywhere. How does this make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud. You know, I'm proud of myself. I mean, when I start doing this, I mean, you know, I wanted the respect of people, my family outside, showing Jordan as a Jordanian. I'm so proud to be Jordanian. I'm so proud to take the Jordanian flag and go to all this summit and present my country and all the causes we have. As an Arab as well, I present the Palestinian issue to the world as well when people ask me to say the truth about it as well.
It's good to clarify.
Absolutely. So I have to do that. As a Jordanian, as an Arab, I wanted to do that. And you know, don't forget we have a young king. And His Majesty has been a great support to me. And we have a young king who wanted this adventure to come out from Jordan. And also lots of people as well who support me, lots of company who's been an amazing, you know, support for me. So that all helped together. And the people itself. I mean, the people are my great motivator.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
See, I don't look in 10 years. That's not me. I look next year. I'm gonna go to the North Pole. You know, I look at, you know, I look at my children, and you know, I look what.
How many children do you have?
I have 3. I have 1 in the state, and I have 2 in Dublin. So Zidane, Ayman, and Yaqub. Yeah. So
how old are they?
they're 7 years old, 3 years old, and 6. Well, now he's 9 months, Yaqub. So I'm very proud. You know, very proud of them. And thank you. And. You know, very, you know, in 10 years' time, I've just started a new company called Ibn Battuta Adventure. And Ibn Battuta is one of the Arab adventurers from Morocco who, you know, he's also one of my heroes. And, you know, we started this company to do trips for schools outside Jordan and also for people who's interested to do adventure. And also from that, I do motivational speaker and life coaching as well. So, yeah.
Tell us one scary situation that happened with you while you're going through one of your adventures. I mean, something that people probably didn't know about you, or just share a story, something.
I think I would say one of the stories that I came near to death was in a mountain. Yeah, very near. A mountain called Shishambangma. And Shishambangma is I think it's the 10th highest mountain in the world. And it's located in Tibet. And I remember going up to go to the summit that night, and I couldn't. I had a frostbite, and I had to come back with my Sherpa. And my Sherpa, his name is Nemga. He went I was in front of him coming down. We were inside the cloud, so it was really white. We couldn't see anything in front of us, and he was in front of me all the time. And then he said, you know, Mustafa, you come behind me. So I went behind him, and there is a crevasse, and the crevasse is just like a hole in the mountain. And after 1 minute of going in front of me, I couldn't see him at all. I could hear somebody shouting, oh, and then, you know, no noise whatsoever. I was completely like worried about this guy and what happened to him. I couldn't go anywhere. I didn't have any ropes. I couldn't do anything. And we have to wait for a Canadian team to come. And alhamdulillah, we tried to get him out there. You know, he had really serious injuries.
Did he fall down?
Yes, he did. Yes, and he had serious injury. And you know, I was very lucky. I could be in his place.
Absolutely. And he could have fallen.
But you know what? You get exactly like I don't really. You know, you see the death, like above 26, you know, 27,000 feet, you see there is about 280, 290 now, maybe bodies up
Have you
on
ever
Everest.
seen any bodies while climbing?
I've seen, yeah, absolutely. I've seen some bodies, and you know, these things make you just think. You know, you think about your life, you think about anything, and you everything. But you think mostly. Like, you know, of course, you think about your life and what's going to happen to you, but you think about the people who love you. You know, that's what you think about. That's how, you know, we human, that's what we think straight away. The people you love, your mom, your dad, your sister, your wife, your kids.
And I think you get a flashback, everything, the memories.
Absolutely, yeah. And, you know, these things will give you, actually, this is motivate you. When you see these people, motivate you because you wanted to go up and come back. You know, in one piece, so you can tell your story and share your story.
And they'll even make you a better person. I think from the inside, it makes you feel better. You know, that you've achieved something that's good. It'll change you into a better person, trying to do even better things.
Definitely.
Motivate others.
Yeah, definitely. And this is what this is what I want to do. I want to inspire this generation. I want to be able to inspire people to say, Go and do what you want. It doesn't matter where you come from. I came from 10 brother and sister. My dad was driving a lorry. My mom was at home. I couldn't have money to go and study. I saved money and helped my family. Yeah, and did it myself. So you want to go and say, I have no limitation. And a human body, I could tell you that from my own experience, being in Antarctica, walking in Antarctica, walking above all this mountain. A human body has no limitation. The only limitation you have is the limitation you set for yourself, nothing else. You know, if you don't set any limitation to yourself, you could go through that, and you know. But the only things you have to really be true to yourself, not strong. Muscle, egos doesn't do nothing. You know, you have to.
They'll
really
fade away anyways. Your muscles eventually are going to fade away. Your ego's going to fade away.
Absolutely.
Money's going to fade away. Everything's going to fade away.
Yeah, we just have to leave our egos, you know, inside and just. But yeah, I mean that's what you know, and I think learning, you know, you learn so much, and I think you learn from you learn from people, and you learn from life, and then you come back and you try to teach it to other people. And no one is perfect. Like, I won't say I'm perfect because I make mistakes. I make lots of mistakes, and you know, and I hope that I learn from all my mistakes and move on in my life, you know, rather than just coming back, you know, and doing the same mistakes. So, you know, I'm not perfect, but I try to do the best I can and change.
And you learn from these
Absolutely.
things. Exactly.
Learning
Exactly.
is the best.
And I think the more people you meet in life, the more you learn how to open up to others and accept that we're all different in different ways, you know what I mean? Because I mean, like you said, you were with a Buddhist, and then you probably met other people, you saw dead bodies, and when you see all of this, you accept that we're all different.
Yeah, good. I mean, I lived in India for a year. After I finished university, I went to India. I followed a Sufi teacher for 6 months, and I learned so much about it. I followed a Buddhist teacher. I followed a Hindus, a Sikh, and I've learned so much about all these people. Do you think we're all
similar in a way?
I think we all come from one place. You have to think about this. We all came from Adam and Eve, so how can we differ? The difference we have is your faith, is the way you think, is the way you choose. You know, we are ميسرين. يعني إحنا أنت مخير. You could make your choice. So I think everyone is the same. If you go to any country in the world, we all aim for one thing: happiness, peace of mind. You want your family to be the best. You want your friends. So we all have the same things. So that's no different. Now, if a Buddhist go and do his things and worship, a Muslim, whatever Muslim, and Muslim in India or Muslim in Pakistan, Christian, Jew, they all practice in their religion. What's honey for them, it might poison for me, and what's poison for them, it might honey for me. But I shouldn't be judging what they do. If we believe there is one God, then let the God judge and let him do his stuff. Why would you come in to change it? And you want to change the world, you want to change people, you can't do this. Just if you're religious, go and do your own things. Like I wake up and I do my own things wherever I am. If I'm in a plane, if I'm in an airport.
Eventually you'll be judged by what you're doing.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
there's nothing to do with me. I don't want to change. I'm not here to change people. Your action will tell people too. Your action is not anybody's action.
In Arabic you also say this: تفرض احترامك على الناس. Like the way you react, the way you act towards things, and the way you believe about things is how you're going to prove to others.
Absolutely. You know, it's all action. You know, it's احنا الدين تبعنا مؤسس على المعاملة. Yeah, والخلق الحسن. This is the two main. You know, أنت كيف معاملتك. If I'm gonna throw something from in the street and stuff, that is something. You know, it doesn't matter what you are and how you believe. This is a religion. That is a religion. You deal with people. That's a religion. Everything that you do in your life, it's a religion. If you put that, yeah, and put your God in front of you. Yeah.
If there's a message that you'd like to say to people, what is it?
One message I would say that each one of us has an Everest in their life. You know, you really need to know that there is absolutely no impossible. And if you want to change something, there is a great ayah of the Quran Kareem It says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. صدق الله العظيم. So if you want to change something, you need to start with yourself. And if you want to do something for your country, if I want to do something for Jordan, I won't come out in the street and do it. I'll go and achieve something for it. And, you know, because we have, you know, our country is safe, it's secure. We need to keep it this way because it's the most beautiful country I've been to. I've been everywhere, and this country is the best.
It's funny that you said this because the quote that I always say to people, the quote that I stand by is, be the change you wish to see in the world. So exactly, start with yourself. Don't
Absolutely.
wait for someone else to do it. You're here, why don't you do it?
Great.
Thanks a lot for your time. This was amazing. It was an honor.
Thank you.
And I have a favorite question. Do you mind signing our?
Of course, I will.
For us, choose anywhere and
Well,
sign.
there we go. Maybe one day we'll take it up to Everest or somewhere. I don't
Hopefully
know.
one day. One day I'll come and climb with you and we'll take it to Everest. We will take it to Everest.